Hello, everyone. Just kind of need to get everything situated here so I can see anybody that is actually coming forward. So, thank you for joining me today. And for those who don't know me, my name is Lisa Joe Davis. And today I'm going to be doing oracle card readings. And how I do this is I will be using the Kyle Gray Angelic activation oracle cards. So they're really good cards. They're easy to connect with, and they have a little message on the back. So I can read that to you, and then if anything else comes forward besides what is on the back, I will bring that forward to you again. So let me make sure I'm recording. Oh, there we go. So today's Saturday. We're going to do another day of oracle cards, and I'm using the Kyle Gray Angelic activation cards, and I really like connecting with those cards and using them to help give you a message. The way it works is when you come in, and if you want a reading, go ahead and state your name and I will write it down on my list. And I prefer you to be here live with me when I do your card reading. Sometimes you want to remember what I've said. So I started this at 1 o'clock, 1:02, I think 1:03. And so if your reading came at a certain time in your time zone, just go back to that time and you'll be able to see your message. Sometimes you have a question, but I will say that I don't always like knowing what the question is. It's For me, I like to pick out a card. Sometimes it will answer your questions, but most of the time it's a message that you need to hear now, and it's important for you to hear now. And hopefully, if you do have a question, it also will answer that as well. So as you come in, go ahead and just say hello. I'm watching from, New York, and I would love to know where everybody is watching from. So I just need to check a couple of things here to make sure that I am live, and it looks like I'm live in the important groups. Aligned World Network sponsors me on Saturdays, and I'm here most Saturdays. And it's a wonderful organization. They have a lot of different teachers, everything from like A Course in Miracles, Walking with Jesus, yoga, sound music, mediums, and the list goes on and on. And I've been with them for a little over 2 years, and then off and on a few years before that. But I wouldn't stay here and, be here if I didn't like the people that ran it. So Ruth Anderson is a wonderful, wonderful person who allows this space to happen. So it's my way of also helping myself, but also helping others on her very successful group here in Facebook, and you can find it on YouTube channel as well. So if you're ready, oh boy, I already have a bunch of people here and I didn't even know that. So let me get these names down before they disappear. And Anita, and we have Julie Ann, and Anita. And I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit of notes. Watching from California, thank you. Okay. And she's in Wisconsin. There's Carol. Thank you. and Erica, and my dear Claire. So right now, hopefully, I have the first one will be Anita, then Julianne, Carol, Erica, and then Claire. And we'll get started, okay? So thank you, ladies, for joining me. I really appreciate you being here and supporting me, but I'm also glad to be here to be able to give you a message. So, oh, Carol's from the UK. Thank you for being here with us. Okay, Anita, are you ready to get started? Okay, go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale when you're ready. And I'd like to go ahead and connect with you first. Okay, I've connected. Thank you. And let's see what message comes for you, dear. So we have Oron. Beautiful card. Hopefully you can see this. Visions of the future. Your life and future are in your hands. Very true. You are a powerful manifester with the ability to call in and create the life of your dreams. What you focus on with unwavering faith is what you will experience. Focus your energy not only on what you want, but on feeling the way you want to feel. For the feelings are what will bring you the safety and the connection you desire. And it's a very true statement, right? It's part of manifesting is how you approach it. If you go say, if, for example, if you go, I want this and I want that and I want that and I want this to happen, that's all it's going to be is you're going to want. So you have to rephrase things about, wow, it feels so good to have to finally be able to write that book, or I am so thrilled that I'm finally able to go on that vacation, that I'm going on the vacation to Ireland. I'm just kind of throwing some things out there, but it's how you feel that really projects the manifestation to happen. And I will say that it's really how you come about it. If you're really happy, it kind of goes with the happy moments of manifesting. And the other thing is to be grateful for what you already have, and that really pushes out the manifestation to happen a lot faster. So if you can really connect also with what you're very grateful for. And it can be the simplest things of clothing, shelter, food, friendships, your animals. So that was your card for today. And I hope that that makes sense to you. Okay, let's see if I can do this right again. Last time I was getting a little confused. I forgot to mark off names. So Julianne, you're next. And are you ready? Go ahead and take a breath and inhale and exhale when you're ready. I'd like to connect with you. Thank you. I've connected. Air Guardian. And let me move my list down. Okay. So, Julianne, thank you for being here. And your card I picked for you is Air Guardian. Take time to breathe. That's a statement all in its own, right? Hi, Katie. I'll add you to the list. Okay, so your air guardian card says take the time to breathe. Slow down and breathe. Take time to reflect before proceeding further. You are allowing your past experiences to influence your current behaviors. And there is another way forward. You are being reminded to stay high vibration in your actions and choices. Refrain from reacting, for this will only delay your progress and healing. Love is on the way. So, yeah, Kuka, I got you down too. So, Julianne, what I would say is that sometimes we have an idea in our mind to do something, right? And then for some odd reason, there's delays that happen, or maybe you get kind of shifted into another directions. That's not bad luck, right? What it is the universe, after you have asked for certain things to happen, sometimes doors have to be shut for you to be put onto a different path. And you may think that maybe what's happening is related to a past experience and it brings that up, and it maybe it's not a good experience and you kind of get a little upset about it. What I would say is stop yourself when you realize that you're doing this, right? What happened in the past is can be completely different than what happens in the present. So it would be a good idea to kind of like cancel out that thought, like, okay, this is a new time, even though things are kind of looking similar, I'm not going to attach to the bad experience of something that happened. This will also allow, more doors to be open. It's taking responsibility of how you feel and who you want to blame. And if something's not working, it's because of this experience. And that may not completely be true. Sometimes we just need to step back for a different perspective. Hi, Christy. I have you down to Anne Marie. I'm going to write your name down, and Paresh. So I hope that makes sense to you. But if you are being led a different way, just kind of have patience and try not to rush into things, because there's a reason that things are being delayed, or other things are being brought into your head. So pause and observe. Exactly. Okay, thank you, Julianne. Carol, you're next, and then Erica, and then Claire. So I will call out the names, a couple of them, before I get ready to go to you. So Carol, I'm sorry. Go ahead and take a breath and release when you're ready, and I will connect to you. Ooh, very lovely energy you have. Hey, this is for Carol. Charity is the card that I drew for you. Bring peace where you can. This is a time for reconciliation. If you are holding a grudge, it is time to let it go. The only person who will suffer from this restriction is you. It's time to bring your heart to the present moment. It's time to show up wholly and fully with love. You deserve the freedom that forgiveness and understanding will bring you. And what I will say about that is sometimes something can hurt you so bad that you just hold on to it. You're just so mad and just you can't believe that it happened. But the card's right. If you hold on to it, it's going to cause more, it's actually going to cause you physical harm to your body. Um, it may slow you down. So it's sometimes when you can't forgive someone and it's really hard, you can forgive yourself for reacting the way that you did. And if you can't forgive the other person, you can ask God to forgive them for you and leave it up in God's hands. And I hope that makes sense to you. And it's like, how long, and I've done this before. I'm right there. I understand exactly what you're maybe going through. And it's just sometimes I've held on things for so many years that it was like, why am I still holding on to this? Every time I think about it, it makes me angry. Every time I want to do something, I remember. And so you have to kind of cut it off, right? You can cut cords with Archangel Michael. I do have a video on my YouTube channel, Healing Light with Lisa Joe, that says cutting cords with Archangel Michael. And it's a step process that I help you evaluate. Cutting cords, and cords are connections to experiences. It can be to people, like your partners, your parents, siblings, um your work. It can you connect cords to a lot of different areas, and sometimes when you cut cords, it's for a permanent cut, right? That's it. And sometimes the cords just need to be cut, and you kind of empty them out. And the natural process would be that they would come back together. But sometimes I know with my husband, I have to sometimes cut that cord and just let it empty out, and it will empty out and seal and heal and come back together. But if it's an experience that makes you really upset about just even thinking about it, it would be a good process to learn. And if you want to book a private session, I can also teach you that way and help you go through it. But basically, you give your situation or your person that you're experiencing a 1 to 10, 1 being doesn't bother me, 10 being bad. And then you go through this process with Archangel Michael. And it's really um, a really good step to do. And sometimes you cut cords and then that comes back. And it doesn't mean that haven't done the job. It just means that it was your experience, or that person's experience with you has become really deep into you, and it's going to come out in stages. So you just go back through there, cut those cords, and then move on. So I hope that makes sense to you. Let's see. Anne Marie, I got you. I hope that makes sense to you, Carol. And then we have Ray, I have you here as well. And I will call your name a couple of times before I begin. Um, and Anne Marie, I do have you on the list, but there's a few people ahead of you. So the next person is Erica, Claire, and Katie L. And then I will do them, and then I'll call out other names. And then, but you're definitely on the list, and I see you there. So that's important. Erica, dear, take a breath and connect to your heart as I connect to you, and release when it's ready, when you're ready to release. You're busy today. Your mind is really busy today. A lot of different plans, I think, is coming forward for you. So let me go ahead and pick a card. The Holy Spirit. Miracles are possible. Your ability to experience miracles is down to your capacity to believe that miracles are possible for you. It's a very strong statement there. Don't give up hope. A real turnaround is possible now. The light of angels is surrounding you, inviting you to step into the most gracious, receiving state possible. Open your heart and expect a miracle solution, and you are worthy, and know that. So that's a very beautiful card to get. And I think that you really understand what I'm saying about this, and about the message that was located on the back of the card. So it's just believing that that miracle can happen, right? It may not happen overnight, and it may not happen next week, but Because sometimes miracles are instant, and other times it takes a little time to allow shifting to happen within your world. So I hope you understand what that card is. And you're saying, yes, you're a little bit tired. You need to do something for yourself. And Debbie, I put you on the list too, Debbie Shoemaker. Um, yeah, that's why I was saying I felt like you were very, very busy in your mind as well. So, it's okay. Give yourself permission to take a break. That's what I did yesterday. And um, I have this project I'm working on, and I was talking to a friend of mine about it. And as I was writing, I hear in my own mind to, maybe I just need to step back and allow myself time for myself, and it's not a race. And she had given me the message of it doesn't have to be done today. It's not a race. And so what I got and what she got was confirmation of it. And I didn't do anything on social media yesterday. And I just kind of put my phone down, turned it off, and just kind of relaxed. And sometimes you just need that. Um, and so I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, that was Erica. Claire, you're next. Katie, and then Kuka. Let's see if any new names. You're welcome, Carol. Okay, so Claire, you're next. I'm going to go ahead and pick a card for you, dear. Go ahead and go to your heart and take a breath in and exhale when you're ready as I connect with you. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and pull your card. Holy amethyst. Holy amethyst. That's a mouthful there. So you are the light. Isn't that wonderful to hear that? You have a light within you, and this light will never go out. Whenever you face darkness, this brilliance has the opportunity to shine. Right now, God and the angels are calling you to switch your light on full. Stand in the greatness of your spirit. Do not back down, and be the bringer of good that you were born to be. I think that's kind of self-explanatory without getting into a whole lot here where other people can hear, and I'm trying to protect your privacy. So I do feel like you understand what that card is, and I agree. You're light. You're a person of light from head to toe. You have so much to offer people in your experiences, and so many people would benefit from hearing your stories. And it's never too late to start writing your stories. I do love you, and that's your card, and I hope you understand what that means. Okay, Katie, Kuka, and Christy are next. And Darlene, I'm going to write down your name here on the list. So Katie, you're up next, and then Kuka, and then Christy. Okay, so Katie, go ahead and take a breath in and center in your heart as I connect to you, and then exhale when you're ready. Okay, thank you. Okay, I've connected, Katie. Mary, Queen of Angels. This is for Katie. Do not be afraid. You were born for this. Trust in your voice. Trust in your ability to articulate your thoughts. Trust in your capacity to use and share your gifts. You are feeling scared or unsure about the next step, and this is just showing you how much you care about making a difference. Stand in the light of your own soul. It is the only shield you need. So don't be afraid. Sometimes, we have gifts and we are afraid of what other people are going to say, or it may not agree to somebody else's opinion. But just know that the gifts that you were born with and that you have carried on through your life is very important. And what I will say, it's your choice on whether you want to share your gifts with others. It doesn't mean you have to come full force like what I'm doing here and you're out in the public, but you can also help behind the scenes, right? Some people aren't comfortable being out in the open like this. I surely wasn't 10 years, 11 years ago. I wasn't, actually, it's been more than that. But when I first started doing this after a near death experience I had in 2024, so it's been 12 years. um, I would have never imagined what I do now 12 years ago. So what I will say is it's really up to you on how much you want others to know about you, whether you want to be up in the front, or you want to help people kind of behind the scenes, because your words that you use are very healing to other people. It comes out of a place of love, and you do have that genuine desire to help other people. So if this resonates with you, I would encourage you to continue moving forward. Um, you can message me if you want, if you have any questions on, anything. If you have a question that on, where do I start or how do I go about this? I can answer little questions like that. And I can also, we can also do a private session. You can pick that on my lisajodavis.com. And I hope that makes sense to you, Katie. You're welcome, dear. Kuka, Christy, and then Ann M. And I'm going to go ahead. I have you my CHE Michelle. Ah, that's nice how how you write. Oh, you're new to the channel. Thank you for sharing with us. You may be seeing us on Aligned World Network. And today I actually also put it on my own channel for Healing Light with Lisa Jo. And if you want to subscribe to that, you just hit, subscribe. And then you can, anytime I do anything or have a new video up, you'll be able to be notified when that. And Kuka, you're such a blessing. So I'm glad it makes sense to you, Katie. Kuka says, and I will read this, and you can probably see it as well, as Lisa Jo Davis can help you. She's been working with me for many years, and I have. Oh, thank you, Michelle, for subscribing. Okay, so Kuka, you're next. Go ahead and go into your heart space and take a breath. Center yourself there, and I'm going to go ahead and connect with you, and exhale when you're ready. Okay, thank you, dear. Yeah, a lot of times I work with people and they end up being long friends, long friendships. Never met her in person, but have a deep connection with her and many of my clients that I've had in the past. Okay, Kuka, here we go. Hope. What a beautiful card. Hope. Move with grace. And this is for Kuka. This is a time to learn and adapt. You are being invited to slow down. Take your time and take in the current moment. Stop putting too much pressure and expectations upon yourself, that is taking you away from your natural attention to detail and the expression of your creativity. There's no need to rush or force your way ahead. Good things happen when you move with tenderness and care. And we've recently had a similar conversation, and I'll leave it at that, but there's your confirmation, dear. There's your confirmation. I know you already know this, but now you have the card. So, and you've heard it from me, you've heard it from yourself, and now you have another confirmation here for you. So, um, take a day like I did yesterday. Just take a day off and just do with what you have to do. So I hope that that you understand. And she says, perfect for the times right now for you. And yes, we've talked about that. And I'll just leave it at that. So, okay. So sometimes I will pull a card. Okay, so let me cross off. So Christy, you're next, Anne, and then Presh. And then we'll go to the next group of people that are asking for a card. So the way it works is I really don't like to know why you want a card. It helps me give you a message that is what you're supposed to hear. Sometimes you do have a question, right? And sometimes the card will definitely answer that. But there's other times when I really want you to hear what spirit wants you to hear, what it's the most important thing for you to hear right now. And it may correlate with your question and it may be something else, but yet you resonate with that. Lady Stelden, Stelini. Okay, so I have you down on the list. Make sure that nobody else has come. So, and what I wanted to say was sometimes somebody else will get a card and you would be like, ah, that's kind of what I wanted to hear. Then you were meant to hear it, right? So if somebody else's cards resonate with you, you were meant to hear that as well. So I just kind of want to, yes, lady. S, I'll call you Lady S. You're on my list and you will receive a card. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people ahead of you. And what I do is I will call out the next 3 names. If you're here, it's great for you to let me know. You can send up emojis. You can say hi or I'm here so that I know that you're still here. If you're wondering about when your question came up or when your reading came up, kind of keep track of the time in your time zone. So when you're going through and rewatching this replay, you'll be able to find your card or even knowing who is before you and who has had a session after you. Gemini, I will put you down on the list next. You're welcome for explaining. I know I'm a little different than everybody else. I've been that way all my life. You say go right, I want to go left. Okay, Christy, here comes your card. Go ahead and center in your heart, dear. Take a breath in and release when you're ready. And I am going to connect with you now. Thank you for allowing me to connect. And we're going to pull a card for you, Christy. Universal energies. She looks so serene there. Universal energies. You are ascending. You are flying high, rising up. I'm going to read slower. Stay focused on your mission and know that the universe and angels are supporting you every step of the way. This is part of your ascension process. In order to fully integrate as both soul and human, it's essential for you to face any challenges or mend any relationships you have been putting off dealing with. By stepping forward and facing the complications of your earthly life, you let your soul grow and ascend. So what I will say about ascending is some people think it's you die here and you go, your spirit goes elsewhere. And it just, for me, ascension means your growth in your spiritual side. And sometimes, depending on the kind of life that you've lived, your human self or earthly self can be fragmented from different experiences. Not everyone, but there are people who, as you know, have had tragic lives, one experience after another experience after and some of them are very horrific and some of them are very happy. But all of these are like little stories of part of you. So when you start healing, for example, maybe something happened, I'm just throwing this out there. So it doesn't necessarily mean that this is what happened to you. But as an example, if you had a horrible childhood and it's just really hard for you to stay in the dark, um, because you were always made to stay in the dark with it. You go to bed, the door closes, and that's kind of a fear that you brought into your adult life. What can happen is when you start facing what I call the shadow part, and many people call the shadow part, is usually something you don't want to deal with. You just want to forget. But as you start healing different parts of you, or if you have that fragmented parts of you, when you start healing it, it comes back to you, right? And you integrate with that. And through these stories and these experiences that you have from growing up to your current life, it can allow you a healing, and it gives you more strength when you step out and face things that have caused you fear or things that maybe you misinterpreted. And as an adult, you can see it from a different perspective. Um, I will say that you're a very gifted person. You're an empath, and I don't need to go into all of that, but you know, you have a lot of gifts and you can share them with a lot of people. And whether you're out here like me or you're doing it behind the scenes or you're doing both of it, it's perfectly fine, right? You don't have to rescue everybody. You just sometimes need to come back and work on yourself. And as you do that, your spirit will get stronger, more gifts will come forward. And I hope that makes sense to you, Christy. Okay. So, what a lovely day. Yes, you can have a reading. I have a list, so I will call out your name, a couple of names ahead of you so that you know that you're about to have a card done. Lovely. So, Chrissy will cross you off. Okay, next I have Ann M. Presh, and then Ray, I'll just call you Ray, Rae, is next. And then we have Debbie S., Darlene, my shell, Lady S., Gemini, and What a Lovely Day. Oh, you're okay. So I can call you Nicole. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Ann M. Go ahead and go to your heart space. Take a breath. Exhale when you're ready. And I'm going to go ahead and connect with you. I've connected. Thank you. But I'd like you to take another breath in and just let it go, hun. Just let it go. And that feels much better. Thank you. Okay. Okay, and here we go. Water guardian. Water guardian. Let your emotions flow. There are a lot of feelings within you, and it's time to let them out. Your emotions are powerful messengers that allow you to express the tender, more vulnerable parts of yourself. Don't fight against this, for in revealing this natural part of yourself, you are also revealing your beauty and gifts and allowing others to witness the most authentic part of you. Okay, what's coming to me is taking a, okay, this is something that I'll do. I've been in different part. I'm 60, 60, 65. No, I gotta be older than that. What is this year? 2026. Yeah, I'm 65. It seems like I'm old. I feel like I'm older than that today. Um, okay, I'll just leave the age thing alone. But anyway, through my life, I've had different times where I've been very emotional and I didn't know how to release it. And some of the ways that I've actually done it has been in my car. I go to a parking lot, like a Walmart parking lot or a grocery store, and I park way out where there's no one around me, right? No one. My windows are up, and I just scream as loud as I can. I just scream as loud as I can just to let it out. The other thing I've done before has been using a pillow and screaming into the pillow. Um, I close my door, it's just scream into my pillow. And a lot of times people can't hear me. So if someone comes knocking on your door, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just needed to do a little screaming. And it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be disappointed. But when you hold them in, it affects everything around you. I mean, a word could just make the waterfalls of tears continue. So you're being encouraged to allow yourself to cry. And sometimes it's hard, like especially after a death of a loved one. Um, some people are able to cry right away. Me, when I lost my dad, I wasn't able to cry, right? I just couldn't cry. Of course, he did come to me, which the next day, and I knew that he had passed on, and I was given a message and I heard it. And then I have a friend who's a medium, and he also gave me a message a few more months down the road, which really helped me move forward. But sometimes it's really hard to cry, because when you cry, you're actually admitting that something is bothering you. And like for me, crying, then that actually meant that he passed away. And he was my stepdad, but he was my dad since the age of 3. And I've always called him dad. So it was a really hard thing for me. And he was a very stern person, right? We didn't always get along, but I still loved him. And then becoming an adult and a parent, I understood why my mom and my dad did some of the things that they did. But as a young person, I didn't understand. I just looked at it as being cruel. So as I got older, I understood why he wanted to know where I was going, who I was going with, what time am I leaving, and when I'm getting back. And now, if you were to say that to other, your teenagers and stuff, they would just think that you're just too much in their business. And that's how I was. I was like, why do they gotta know everything? But as an adult having children, I understand. So, and I hope that makes sense to you. Press, your next, and then Ray, and then Debbie S, and then Darlene F is in Frank, because I didn't write your full name. So Press, this card is going to be for you. And of course, if you guys want to follow me on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel, Healing Light with Lisa Jo. I'm also on Facebook, and my website is lisajodavis.com. Hi, Noxie. I'm going to write you down. And you're welcome, Anne Marie. Okay. So, Presh, here we go. Go ahead and take a breath in and focus into your heart space. And then release that breath when you're ready. And I'm going to connect to you. Aurora, I will write you down on the list. And I will call your name out a little bit ahead of time so that you know that I'm giving you a card. So press you're going to have your card now, and then it's Ray True Color is what I have. Oh, thank you, dear, for subscribing. Okay, so we're doing press right now, and then Ray True Color, and then Debbie, I think it was Shoemaker. You're next. So, okay, Presh, I'm going to go ahead and connect to you. And can you take another breath in, please, and focus into your heart space? Thank you. And I've connected. Thank you. Zacadel, be the change you seek. Okay, so Ro, I have you down. And thank you for subscribing to Healing Light with Lisa Joe on YouTube. I appreciate that. And I have you on the list as well. So, and I'll call your name I'll let you know ahead of time right before I give you your card. So this is for Presh, Zachiel. Be the change you seek. Your intentions to live with meaning and purpose have led you to where you are today. Where you are is where you are needed. But don't forget to be the light of healing wherever you go. The changes that you are seeking at the time must begin within you. That's a hard realization, right? And I'll talk about that in a minute. Even if you are facing difficult circumstances, ask yourself how you can shine your light more wholly and fully. Sometimes we want things to change. We don't like the way our current situation is, or we don't like the way the experience has been, or we don't like the way the person is treating us. What I would say to you is sometimes we allow other people to treat us that way, right? Because we don't speak up, we don't have that important conversation, and you can put yourself kind of on the what I would call the back burner. So if you want changes to happen, they have to happen within yourself. No one can tell you what you need to do, right? You already know what needs to be done, but it can be scary facing things that you don't want to look at, or things that, okay, I'll give you an example. My son, one of my sons, I have two, he's in his 30s. And he's like, Mom, you taught me right. You and Dad raised me right and everything. I don't need you to still treat me like a child. And that was so hard. That was so hard to hear because I didn't think I was still treating him like a child. And he didn't really mean a child. What he was saying is that basically he had a mind, and that he was brought up right. He knew right from wrong. He didn't need me to remind him of things that he had already learned. And it was like, it was a mom moment, and I had to step back. I had the same conversation with my mom. When I was younger, I was like, yeah, these are my kids. Thank you for your input, but I'm going to do with what I want to do. And that was the hardest thing for me to say to her. So, um, but it took me so long to tell her. It took me like, I think my son was probably 7 or 8 before I finally said that to her because I was kind of, I didn't want to hurt her feelings. So it's just really important that sometimes when you seek change or you seek a different road or a different path, you have to be the one that first steps out. You have to be the one to take steps. It can be baby steps, but baby steps are still healing. Baby steps are still moving forward. So don't discount that, even if you're only moving a little bit at a time. When you start giving yourself more love and more attention, basically more respect, then things are going to change within you, and other doors will close that needed to be closed a long time ago, and new doors will open. And I hope that really makes sense to you. Okay, so that was Presh. Next is Ray True Color, Debbie S, and then Darlene F. Okay, Ray True Color, go ahead and go to your heart space. And I'm going to go ahead and connect with you. Take a breath in and then exhale when you're ready. You have some wonderful energy about you. I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a card for you. And I'm just going to refer to you as Ray. Cheerum. Create your own story. Nothing is set in stone. You are the co-creator of your life. The circumstances you have experienced up to this point have been linked to the choices you've made and the karma of your ancestors. Now is a pivotal time for you to begin moving into space where you can create a story that's more aligned to your needs and ultimately the calling of your soul. So, what I would say about this is when you heal yourself, you heal your ancestors. When you pray for other people, pray for your ancestors, for everything that they have been through and that has been passed down. Sometimes our ancestors didn't always have a wonderful life, or maybe it was very challenging, or maybe they had a very rich life. I don't know. And the thing is, there's so much there that you can build upon. Um, but it's time for you to move to where you can create the story that you want to create. You don't have to go by your ancestors' roles. You don't have to go by your parents' roles. You're an adult. And sometimes parents have really good advice, and out of respect, maybe you could just listen to it, but ultimately it's your life and you have to decide what works for you. You have to acknowledge the mistakes that you've made, the triumphs that you have, and everything in between. It's when people have difficult times or experiences, it's how you come out at the end. That's what makes your character, right? That's the part of you that people see. So there's been experiences I've had in my life that haven't been good, as well as there's things that I've been really happy to have. But sometimes I just wanted to not even think about the bad times. But when I was able to come and take grips on what was really happening and how I was processing things, once I healed that part of me, it was like a big relief because I wasn't carrying that luggage around anymore. So, you have the ability to create your own story, and I really hope that that makes a difference and you understand what I'm saying. Okay, Debbie S. And then it's you keep it. Oh, I've already been here almost an hour, so I will finish up the last people that I have. Okay, so Debbie S., you're next, and then Darlene and Michelle and Lady S. And then we have Gemini, Nicole and Noxie, and then Aurora Gold and Ro. And then after Ro, I will not be doing any more after that one. So Debbie, go ahead and get into your heart and take a breath as I connect to you. Thank you. Debbie S., this is your card. Healing Rays. Healing is not linear. Healing happens today, not tomorrow. Angels of healing are surrounding you at this time, and in order to support their mission of guiding you to a state of wholeness, it's essential for you to move out of resentment and regret and into a state of trust. Trust in the higher powers that are surrounding you now. They are on your team, working with you, for you, and through you. So you've asked for help and your help has arrived. But what is preventing the help from actually coming to you is yourself because of things that you've had happen to you, and you have developed resentment. And resentment is like rust, right? Or regrets. It's like rust that rusts out metal, right? So it really is toxic. It's really toxic to your body, this rust. And so when you hold on to things too long, it really starts to eat at your body. You might become diseased because there's things that you can't, maybe things that have happened and it's just like unforgivable. And those are the times that, like, you may have heard me talking to somebody else about cutting cords with Archangel Michael, which might be a good step to help some of this resistance or regret that has happened and to let it go. But it really starts within your heart, and things that you're grateful for. And sometimes it's hard to find just one thing that you're grateful for, right? Maybe it's just sleep. Maybe you're just grateful for sleep. But it's the little things. Once you start being grateful for the little things like shelter and clothing and food, or, transportation, that moves into the place of resentment. So when you start realizing that you are carrying this baggage for too long, give it up to God. Just say, God, I can't handle this right now. I need you to do it for me. And I guarantee you, there will come a time when you're able to think about that experience and you're able to release any regrets that you have, and you can continue on to your path. But a lot of times self-healing takes a look at yourself, and that's what needs to be done. So I hope that that makes sense to you. Okay. And that was Debbie. Thank you, Aligned World Network. Yes, thank you for being here too. Okay, Darlene, you're next, and that's Michelle, and then Lady S are the next three. And then I have Gemini, Nicole, Noxie, and then Aurora Gold and Ro. Okay, so darling, go to your heart space, dear, and go ahead and take a breath and release when you're ready. And I'm going to go ahead and connect to your energy, and then I'll pull you a card. You're welcome, Debbie. I'm glad that resonated with you. Okay, darling, I'm going to go ahead and get your card. Metatron. I like Metatron. Okay. And this is for Darlene. You have a divine calling. God and the angels are recruiting you. Where you are is where you have been I can't say that word, strategically placed. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. Trust that what you are facing now has everything to do with what you are here to heal, and that it will lead you to a life that is aligned to meaning and purpose. You are here to make a difference, and it must begin with where you are right now. And you may not like the place that you are currently in, but there's a reason that you're there. And maybe you already know the reason, and acknowledging that you already know is the first step to moving out of that space. And maybe it's just an ending that you have to do, a conclusion of a story. Maybe it's just a safe place for you to be right now. But you're there for a purpose. And so sometimes just looking around your environment, and coming to grips of where you are, these experiences that you're having can also help other people along the way. You can either do things like I'm doing, or you can work like what I say behind the scenes. You can give other people advice by your own experiences, and whether they take them or they don't is totally up to them. But sometimes when we go through life, we have these experiences and we're able to share them with other people, and then you don't feel alone, and either does the person that you could help by sharing your experiences. So just know that you're not going to be where you're at forever. It's just kind of a stopping point, and then some doors will begin closing and other doors will open up for you. So I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. Michelle and Lady S, and then I have Gemini next. Okay. Michelle, go ahead and go to your heart and take a breath in and exhale when you're ready. And I'm going to connect with you. And I thank you for allowing me to connect. Take another deep breath, dear. And exhale out. Much better, thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and pull your card out. Oh, I got these upside down. So let me shuffle them one more time. Okay, here we go. We're going to pull a card for you. Universal energies. You are ascending. I pulled this card for someone else earlier today as well. You are ascending. You are flying high, rising up. Stay focused on your mission and know that the universe and angels are supporting you every step of the way. This is part of your ascension process. In order to fully integrate as both soul and human, it's essential for you to face any challenges or mend any relationships you have been putting off dealing with. By stepping forward and facing the complications of your earthly life, you are allowing your soul to grow and ascend. I think you're being a little prideful. That is the word that came forward when I was reading this, was prideful. Um, Maybe you don't want to admit that the experiences that you're experiencing had anything to do with you. Nope, nope, I did it right. There's nothing wrong with me. There's always something in everybody's closet. Everybody has something in their closet. No life is perfect. And if someone's telling you their life is perfect, they're not telling you the truth. Um, but in order for you to continue uh, in the way that you want to continue, you have to let go of pride. That's kind of stopping you from moving forward. Um, but because sometimes we have to admit that our viewpoint was wrong, and maybe you don't want to do that. So I hope that that is resonates with you and that you understand um, that as well. Okay, good. A lot in mind. Okay. But overall, it's a good card to have because you're working on yourself, right? And you're um, connecting with things that maybe you hadn't connected with before, but it's giving you a different perspective. And once you have that different perspective and looking at it from a different view, you're going to be able to guess. And I'm hearing that you're just going to be doing not baby steps, but steps of leaps and bounds. So there you go. That was your message. Okay, Lady S and Gemini and Nicole are next. Okay, Lady S, if you could go into your heart space. So Michelle, yeah, you're talking about a medical treatment and it's a long process, and it is. And what I will say is, anytime we have anything medical going on, sometimes you just have to find the right doctor or the right treatment to get. Um, there's so many things that we don't know medically that can help. And sometimes by just being vigilant and being your own caretaker and looking for answers and just trying to find the best way of proceeding forward can be really, really hard. So I will pray for you that you have the best possible outcome and find the medical treatment that you need. Okay, so Lady S, your card is coming now. So go ahead and go to your heart space, take a deep breath, and exhale when you're ready. And I've connected. Thank you. Gabriel. And this was for Lady S. And you're welcome, Michelle. Gabriel, heal the child within. There are parts of yourself you had to abandon in your early years in order to survive, but now it's essential to reclaim all those parts in order to thrive. The child within you requires some tender, loving care at this time, so let them come to the surface and express all that needs to be shared. Hold them with compassion and give them radical healing, understanding, and love. And I can really identify with this card as well. Um, so it's like talking to yourself. Like I would say, okay, little Lisa Joe, you weren't allowed to do this, you weren't allowed to do that, but we're going to go ahead and do these things. And I want you to know that it may seem to be rough right now, but you grow up to be a wonderful person, right? So sometimes you need to be the person your child needed to have in their life. So by acknowledging that they had a rough time or a rough experience, here or there, or something happened to them, you can either be, I talked about this earlier, you can be fragmented into many pieces. And then also it can come to a point where you just have to let the little one of you, the little lady, because that's the name that I have, the little lady, um, that you acknowledge what happened to them, and you're there to help them heal, and you ask for forgiveness, and you be grateful for what you have. And eventually, what I would tell little Lisa would be, go, let's go to the park and go on a swing. So I go to the park and I'd swing on the swing set, but I would do this at nighttime because during the day kids are playing on them. As an adult, you want to let the children have the swing set, but it's okay to be silly. It's okay to turn on the music and ask your little self to come dance with you, or come color with me, or let's make an art project, or a necklace, or a bracelet, or let's just go do something fun. And sometimes you have to have that childlike attitude um, once in a while, right? And so I do think that this the deal about being a little bit of healing the child within is really, you're able to do that. So I hope all of that made sense to you. Oh, good. I You said you can't even type today. I know sometimes I text my friends and I'm like, can you read between the lines? Because this is too long and I don't want to retype it. But I'm glad that it resonated with you. And thank you for letting me know as well. So Gemini, you're next. Nicole, and then Noxie. Okay. So Gemini, go ahead and go to your heart space. Take a deep breath and release as I connect with you. Thank you for allowing me to connect. Okay. So this is for Gemini. Um, Here's your card there. Light beings, energetic shifts. This is a time of healing and change. Old energies are being released from your world. This isn't a call to discard traditions, but to reflect on what you have learned and how you can grow. You are being called to be open and aware of new information that is being revealed to you, for it is pivotal for your next phase of your journey. So, Gemini, what I would say is you are on the right path, right? Sometimes things can't come fast enough for us, but it's okay to not. It's okay not to throw out all the traditions, maybe from your family. Maybe some of them you want to incorporate, but maybe change a little bit, which is fine. When you're adult, you can have your own traditions too, but you can also be respectful for the ones that you really connected to before. So I would also say that sometimes you just need to look at it from a different perspective. So if it has to do with yourself, pretend you're your own friend. And what would your friend tell you to do? Or what would your friend advise you to do? And kind of follow along that length. I think more answers are going to be coming forward. And with you being aware and open to the fact that more information is coming forward, you're going to understand what all of this means. So, okay, I hope that makes you understand, Gemini. And I'm only going to be here on for about 15 more minutes. If if I have time, then I'll go ahead and do the other people that have come in kind of on the later part. Um, and I'll write your name down, Rosemary. But there was someone else, I think, too, that came in late. Okay, Cynthia. Okay, so for Cynthia and Rosemary, if I have time, I'll pull a card for you, but I only usually do these for an hour. And thank you for letting me know that what I said resonates with you. Okay, so Nicole, you're next, and then Noxie, and then Aurora, Gold, and then Ro. So here we go. Okay, Nicole, go to your heart space, take a breath, and exhale when you're ready as I connect with you. Okay, I've connected. Thank you. And for those who don't know, I'm also Healing Light with Lisa Joe. I have a YouTube channel. You can go there and subscribe. And anytime I do a video or things like that, you'll be notified that I'm having a new video up. And also, you can find me on Facebook as well. Healing Light with Lisa Joe. My All of a sudden my mind went blank. My website is lisajodavis.com. So, Nicole, this is for you. Holy amethyst. Holy amethyst, you are the light. You have a light within you, and this light will never go out. Whenever you face darkness, this brilliance has the opportunity to shine. Right now, God and the angels are calling you to switch your light on full. Stand in the greatness of your spirit. Do not back down and be the brighter, oh, sorry, and be the bringer of good that you were born to be. I get ahead of myself. So, somebody else had the same card earlier. What I'm feeling is that you're already open a lot, and you have a really upbeat personality, um, positive, which is always good, and so much is lost in this time of being positive and being supportive, not only to yourself but to other people. But what they're telling me is that you have a lot of experience from your background that can help a lot of people. Um, just sometimes sharing a story or just being next to someone that just needs to be heard. You're you have the ability to make people feel good, whether it's talking to you or whether it's just you're just by their presence. You could even smile to a child, and that would make that child feel really good. So I think it's just a confirmation to let you know that you are on the right path. You're moving forward, and you're going to be helping other people as well. So I hope that card makes sense to you. Ah, okay. She says that she has clairs and has a strong inner child. Ah, that strong inner child can really be demanding sometimes. So, don't forget to say something to them. But occasionally, my inner child will go visit one of my friends' inner child, and she'll tell me, "Hey, what are you? What's little Lisa doing here?" I'm like, "I have no idea. Why is she there?" And she's supporting her friend, her younger self. So we kind of have to have a little chuckle about that. So yes, you're welcome, and thank you for being here as well. Noxie, you're next, Aurora Gold, and then Ro. And actually, I'm not going to have time to do Rosemary, Cynthia, or Beatrice. I usually only do this an hour, and I'm going on to 90 minutes. So I get to a point where I start to feel a little tired doing so many different readings for many different people. And I apologize for that. You can always book a session with me if you wish in the future. So, Noxie, go ahead and go to your heart space and take a breath in and exhale when you're ready. Thank you for allowing me to connect. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. Noxie, this is your card. Oh, she's so beautiful. Sky beings. See from a higher perspective. You are being guided to take a higher perspective. Do not allow yourself to be limited by what you do not see or understand. Do not allow your current experience to disrupt you from being the force of light you were born to be. Be open to see, be open to seeing things differently and with consideration, for by being willing to shift your perspective, you allow angels to bring divine order into your life. And sometimes what I will say is sometimes situations will look one way, but there's more information coming, right? So it's not as it seems. And they're asking you to look from a different set of eyes. Um, Sometimes when I look at myself, I have to look at myself as from a different perspective. I have to look at myself as I'm giving advice to my own self as a friend. So, but what I'm being told is not all the information is there. But as you start shifting and looking at things a little differently, more information is going to come out and you're going to understand the situation quite clearly. Um, and it's great that the angels are on the sidelines waiting for you. You can always ask them to come forward and help you see the things that you need to see. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, you're welcome, Nicole. Aurora Gold and then Ro are the two last ones that I'm going to be doing. So Aurora, if you could please just go to your heart space and take a breath in and out as I connect to you. Thank you. Okay, so you have a Gabriel card, Heal the Child Within. There are parts of yourself you had to abandon in your early years in order to survive, but now it's essential to reclaim all those parts in order to thrive. The child within you requires some tender, loving care at this time, so let them come to the surface and express all that needs to be shared. Hold them with compassion and give them radical healing, understanding, and love. And I did speak on this a little bit a while ago. So, just connecting with them, letting them know that you grow up to be, you know, a thriving adult, that all the trials that they're going to be going through or have went through up until that time, you're going to be okay. You're safe and things happen, but ultimately you become that person that you need to be. Um, Invite the little Aurora to go with you and say, let's go have some fun. Let's go do something maybe that you weren't allowed to do when you were a kid. Maybe you weren't allowed to have ice cream, go get an ice cream. I'm just throwing different things out there, but everybody's situation is a little differently, and it's not a cookie cutter path. And a lot of people have tragic times in their life, from a very early age. Maybe it doesn't happen until they're a teen or they're adults, but everybody goes through issues and through problems. But it's really important for you to be the child guardian that you didn't have at that time, that made you feel unsafe or, kind of confused. And looking at your life as a child through child's eyes are completely different than looking at your life through adult eyes. So I hope that makes sense to you. And once you start talking more with your little child, your child self, you start to integrate the two of you back together. So I hope that makes sense to you. And the last one that I'm going to do is row. So let me go ahead and go to your heart center row and take a breath in and release when you're ready. And I'm going to go ahead and connect to you. Okay, I have, this card is for row, Earth Guardian, learning in the happening. You may be telling yourself that everything happens for a reason, but this might not be helping you heal from the pain a particular situation has caused you. It's important to know that there isn't a divine plan to teach you a lesson. It's more that life experiences unfold based on your decisions in order for you to learn from every moment. Today, you're being encouraged to find the reason behind what's happening now, and that reason is you. So, forgive yourself is what I'm being told. Forgive yourself for what has happened as a child, through your current lifetime. Um, the pain that you've experienced from the past, the only way that it's going to heal, it starts with you and inside your heart. Are you at a point where you can offer forgiveness for yourself, maybe on how you responded, or maybe it's the total opposite? Maybe you didn't have a choice in what happened, and you have to make amends with that. Your spiritual life and stuff is an ongoing change, right? You're never going to be the person you were yesterday, because after today's experiences, you're going to be changing a little bit. So when tomorrow comes, that day, you're going to be different because of what you learned previously. And I hope that is making sense to you. Um, it's no fun having painful experiences, no matter what your age is. Some adults, even even when you're adults, even other adults can still be cruel. So you know what the truth is. If you need to look at it in a different way, look at your situation in a different way. Ah, yes, please, please, Aurora, connect with your inner self, your inner child. So let me go back to Ro. So about teaching you a lesson, no one is out there teaching you're not going through things to teach you a lesson. You're going through life as an experience. And depending where you are in your life spiritually, you can look at it at different ways, right? You can either look at it, I'm not ready to, give forgiveness. I'm not ready to be forgiven. I'm holding on to this resentment. I don't like what happened. And and that's okay too, but you get to a point where then it starts eating at you. Um, and it's important that to acknowledge, yes, that you've had some painful things that happened to you in your life. It doesn't make it right, um, but it's your choice on how you respond moving forward. You, as an adult, you have the ability to change many things in your life, but as a child, maybe you were very restricted on the things that you had control over. So it's important that you learn that you're where you're supposed to be right now, and that you're always learning. You're always learning something, right? How people react to different situations, how you react to different situations. And I would say and encourage you to find the reason why, some of these experiences are coming up for you now, and it's to heal. So I hope that card makes sense to you. Um, ah, they say that there's a lot of narcissistics in the past. So, um, yeah, that's a big one. And but at least right? At least you know that that person or those people are narcissistic. And you can either feed into them or you can be the better person. And if it's too difficult to forgive that person or an experience, you hand it over to God and ask God to help you find a way to deal with this, what I would call a betrayal. So I think I'm going to end right there. And I do appreciate every single person that has shown up today. I've been doing this for 90 minutes and I'm due for a break myself. And I appreciate you being here. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, Healing Light with Lisa Jo, I would appreciate it if you could do that. And I'm also on Facebook on Healing Light with Lisa Jo, and I'll get it right. My website is lisajodavis.com. So I want to thank every single person that has been here today and has allowed me to do a reading for them. So, okay, my friends, thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.